Beyond a shadow of a doubt, unequivocally, undeniably, the greatest dual wireless lavalier lapelle? Why is it called both of them? I don't know. These little things that we talk about that you can get for run and gun, dSLR, mirrorless setup. Let's talk about that. Kidding, I won't make you watch 2019, right? What you need to know is I'm Justin. I'm half of Justin and Greg. I don't know what we are. Online personalities. Some people call us comedians. We make videos on the internet. Primarily, where I was raised, it doesn't matter. What you need to know is a lot of times it is Greg and myself on camera with a single shooter. And I've been looking for a long time for a good wireless audio system where we can be wandering around away from the camera, but that our audio is still reliably picked up. And I was at NAB last year and I was going through the booths and looking at, Sennheiser and Shure, and I've been looking on the internet. I happened to stumble across the Audio-Technica booth and I went there and said, hey, do you guys have anything that I could get, 2 people, wireless lavs, fit on like a mirrorless camera? And they pointed me to this, the Audio-Technica System 10. This is a 2.4 gigahertz digital wireless system. You can get like wireless lavs for it as well as wireless microphones that come back to these really nifty little receivers. Let's talk about these. These have a built-in battery, which at first I was a little bit nervous about, but the battery seems to last for a long time. We shot 6 or 8 hours and we hardly made a dent in the battery life. It's cool because the screens on the front show you the battery life of both the receivers as well as the transmitters and show you signal strength. You've got the ability to knock the attenuation down, take the volume down, and they're really easy to pair. You just hold the pairing button on the receiver, hit pairing on the other one, bada bing, they're paired. The best part about this system is that this is 2 different receivers with this cool little adapter they make that holds both of them and then gives you a Y cable that lets you take one, put it on the left channel, the other one put it on the right channel, going into your camera so that your talent, whoever's on screen, is separated left and right. So, you can be mixing afterwards. Somebody's coughing or somebody goes to the bathroom and pees. That audio is not getting into the audio of the other person. You got to click, pop, all sorts of things. Anyway, it's nice because they're separated in 2 different tracks. And at the end of the day, they don't really weigh a whole lot more than this. They weigh a little bit more than this is a VideoMic Pro Plus, but while being a little bit different, like the antennas might stick out a little bit more, it's actually not much worse than having a shotgun mic on the top, which makes them really compact and portable. When I pulled them out of the box, I was like, these are smaller than I thought they would be, and that makes it really, really nice. This is a GH3, and it's sticking out a little bit. Our shooter, Zach, he's got A7S II with like a big grip on the side, and these seemed right at home there. Like it was really not too big of a deal. And then on the transmitter side, the microphone, this is a wireless microphone. It's nothing too fancy about it. This is a standard receiver. This one does take AA's, and so you can use rechargeables or you can bring a bunch of, alkaline batteries. People still use those, I guess. Handy to have around. The only thing that's a bit weird about all their devices is they all come with this little screwdriver in them to adjust the level, which is here, which is maybe a little bit funny, but it seems to work as long as I guess you don't lose the screwdriver. So, it's a fairly straightforward system. I like that there's no like dangly antennas on the body pack. I've seen that before. We've tried out, Zach has this cheaper, it's a Chinese company and they're making some cool stuff. I like that they have wireless lavs where you can get 2 wireless lavs that go back to a single receiver that goes on top of the camera. The problem we had with it was it just wasn't reliable. The audio would kind of cut out here and there, noisy, and you just weren't sure what was going to happen. And we had been tasked with going down to NASCAR, which was a first for us, but we're being brought down by Credit One Bank. They're the sponsor of the number 42 car, Kyle Larson, and we wanted to have a solution that was bulletproof, or at least give us a shot at being professional in a very noisy environment. And I wanted to give this a shot. So I reached out to, in Canada, the distributor is Ericsson Audio, a division of Jam Industries, and they distribute a lot of professional gear. They were nice enough to lend this to me. So thank you guys very much. They're not paying me. They did not give this to me, and I don't get to keep it if I give it a favorable review. Although I'm going to buy it because it's awesome. More on that in a second. So they lent this to us to try out, and so we took it down there. And well, here's a little clip.
This is insane! Welcome to NASCAR, the fastest sport on the planet. I love this, baby.
perspective, we don't know anything about NASCAR, and so we were learning that like the pit crews are like all ex-athletes, Marines, like you're the real deal.
Yeah, 4 of us played sports. One of us was a swimmer.
Okay, cool. Michael Phelps had a lot of gold on his neck, right?
Oh, come on. They're all the same race, though, right?
So if you think about that, that's 0.2 of a second per lug nut. So if you go ahead and blink your eyes, that's 0.2 of a second.
Hold on, a second per lug nut?
No, they got to hit all 5 in under a second.
Impossible.
You got to
So
roll
they
your
gotta stand on
sleeves,
the
man.
wall.
That looks better. There we go. And you have to hop the wall with those?
Jump over it with a car coming 55 miles an hour at you.
Guys, I'm running out of gas here. Jump! Jump! I'm not gonna make it, eh?
If you're watching this,
All right, so this is all.
get ready to laugh. Don't screw it up, hey? Hey, you cost us the race.
My ears are broken. It is bizarre to me that with the cars ripping around the track not far from us, you could still very clearly hear what we were saying. And not just that, this system sounds really good. I've used a Rode, Smart Lav, fine. I've bought some other Amazon ones, cheap. They've been okay, but they have not sounded this good. Plus, the reliability of them. Daddy's making a video. Can I make a video? Yeah. Okay. Are you going to stand there and watch, or are you going to go play?
I'm going to go watch.
Okay, but you could be quiet, okay? Okay, good. So, where was I? Oh yeah, the quality of the signal of getting, away from it is we never had any audio dropouts, we never had interference, noise, any other things going there. The only time was when we got a certain distance, we were up high on a trailer and we're in amongst like 40 different NASCAR trailers and then their cars and everything, and there was a lot of people. There was a lot of chance for interference. And at one point, our camera guy had to be like, hey, we got to get a little bit closer. But it seemed like the range wasn't an issue for what we were doing, although maybe if you're looking to get a couple hundred feet, you may want to look at a different system. But staying within 50 feet typically, there were no issues. And we did a little test where, I went outside my house and walked across the street, and there was still no problems, probably hitting 100, 125 feet. But it all depends with this stuff. It depends on a lot of interference. But overall, rock solid, sounded good, no real issues on the range. The battery life was completely fine. Like, we filmed, I think, 6 hours both days that we were doing it. I think one time on one day we changed the batteries, but I think my rechargeable batteries, like, they're a couple years old. Something fresher would probably be good. The receivers, no issues there, but just a really solid quality system that I'm excited about. I hope at some point they do find a way to combine these like into a single receiver and maybe do different antennas or find something, but really modular. Like in the case of this video, I'm recording off one of these going to the GH3 and I'll sync the audio up afterwards, but you could just use one. And they come with a single holder in the box and everything you need to get going, or flip it over to the handheld microphone and you can do streeter style interviews, all sorts of things. And you can buy the microphone separate, so you could just have one receiver, one pack, and a microphone. You don't have to, you can kind of mix and match, and I think it's really, really good. So I don't have a whole lot more to say than that. This stuff works. If you're looking for something with extreme range, you may have to look at something a little different, or at least buy it, test it out, see how it does, because I didn't really get a chance. I just know that when it was really congested, I think we, capped out around that kind of 50-foot range. But again, that's in the middle of NASCAR. That may not be the case with everybody, but overall, I'm very happy with it. I don't want to return it. I need to find a way to buy it. What more do you need? It's a good system. I'm Justin Rivas. Thanks for watching. I'm going to go now. Yeah, I'm done now. Hey, it's good. You were sitting quiet there. That was awesome.
Yeah. Very heavy.
Is that a very heavy microphone?
Yeah.
Oh, are you singing?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It is like honey.
Just like Johnny and sing? Who's this? Who's this? Do you see yourself on the screen? Who's that?
That's Fernand.
That's Ferdinand, right?